Three, two, one. What's up, everybody? I am flying this ship solo tonight, and I will be talking to the talented, the undeniable, the undefeated Marco Defillo. So join us. Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Farrah. And I am with Solo.
Oh, you crazy.
Yo, but I've been here in this ship solo before. I got my driver's license. I know what I'm doing. Stop acting up. So tonight we got a very special episode. It's going to be a one-on-one. We're in the handball court, one-on-one, right? It's me against the youngin', the Marco Defillo, right? He says he's got skills. He says he's got crazy skills. So we're going to see and check it out. Does he really have skills? Does he got what it takes? Can he make the cut? I don't know. You tell me. It's going to be fun. What's up, Lou, in the house? Yeah, so we're going to have fun. We'll be talking to Marco Defillo in a minute. But before we do that, I do want to share with everybody that, did you know that Doodie celebrated his 20th anniversary? 20-year birthday for the Dudester. The Dudester. That's right. And we're going to be celebrating. That's right. Give me a clap. Give it a clap. We're going to be celebrating April 5th, which is his 20-year anniversary. We're launching book number 7, No Boo for You, Catching Ghosts of What We Do on Kickstarter. It's going to be fun. It's going to be outrageous. It's going to be epic. How epic? I'll tell you how epic, man. You got to stop asking me all these questions. I'm the one who asked the questions. What's up with you? Anyway, since you asked, I have to tell you, you know me, I like to share. Sharing is caring. So, Doodie, issue number 7, 3 variant covers, all with a different ending. What?
Oh, you crazy.
That's right. I had to draw 3 different endings and write them. That's just nuts, right? Loco in the coco. But that's what I'm doing because I appreciate all the readers out there and I want to make it fun. But that's not it. That's not it. When you back it, based on the cover you get, it's if you just get one cover or you get all 3 to play it safe. But there's only one cover with the right ending. And the only way you're going to know is when you receive that pledge in the mail, there's going to be a prize, a special gift. And that's the only way you're going to know you have the right ending that ties into issue number 8. Say what? That's what I'm saying. Say what? And if you haven't, I mean, dare I say that you haven't done so already? If you haven't signed up, there's the QR code. Scan that code. Take out your phone right now. Scan that code and sign up. There's 43 people who've already signed up. You got plenty of time to get the action going. It's going to be fun. So there's something in it for those who get the right cover. But now, what's in it for if we get 100 backers? Man, I'm giving it all away. It's like Crazy Eddie. The prices are insane. So what happens if we get 100 backers? Dare you ask again? What's up? End of Zen in the house. Eddie Lima. I plan on sitting. And what happens? Since you asked, I'll show you. We get to 100 backers on the Kickstarter. Everybody gets this 4-inch sticker of Doodie from character from I said Doodie Falls. From Gravity Falls, right? I said Doodie Falls. Anyway, you get this 4-inch sticker. It's not a 1-inch sticker or 2-inch stickers. Size does matter. It's a 4-inch sticker, and you're gonna love it. And it's gonna be amazing. Just for backing the campaign, you'll get that in the mail. So we make 100 backers, you get that, right? You get a gift if you get the right cover with the right ending. That's even crazier. Right? What's it? I plan on I plan on winning. I meant, there's a sitting, right? So there's a whole lot of stuff, right? So then there's also an homage cover. So right, so there's 4 covers on that side. There's only 3 covers with 3 different endings. And there's the homage cover to Fantastic Four #1. And that homage cover is also going to be available on the campaign. So you got 3 variant covers, all with 3 different endings. And you got the special homage cover. And the only reason I did the homage cover, to shout out to everybody on Instagram that hit me up, all you homage collectors, you homage addicts, all of you out there, hit me up. Are you going to do an homage cover? Are you going to do an homage cover? And I was like, man, stop asking. All right. You bent my arm. You twisted my arm. I got to do it. I didn't want to draw another cover. That's the last thing I want to do. I'm drawing 3 different endings. But I was like, all right, because you asked, I'm doing it. What's up, Dan in the house? And so what? I'm losing my marbles. So you have 3 different covers. You got with 3 different endings. You got an homage cover. You get a free sticker. You get a free prize if you get the right cover. You get to celebrate Doodie's birthday with me on Kickstarter, April 5th. It's amazing. Hey, wait, hold on. Did you scan that QR code? Have you signed up yet? Sign up now. What are you doing? I'm pleading my heart out to you people out there. What's the matter with you? This is a give and give relationship. I'm not a give and take. I want to feel the love. So scan that QR code. Head over to Kickstarter right now. Sign up. Are you number 44? I don't know. Tell me, are you? So let's get that going. Let's get it crack-a-lacking. So what else is going on? So this weekend, I will be at Texoma Comic-Con. Second year in a row. I'll be there. I'll be hanging out with pals like Lori Calcaterra and William Russell and all these other crazy people out there. And George the Dreamer Medina is flying in. I'm picking him up at DFW and we're hitting the road. We're going to head over to Buc-ee's and get some cookie dough cookies and some banana pudding. That's right. I said pudding, right? So we're going to get some banana pudding. It's going to be fantastic. And we're going to hit the road. But I got fans that like my trading cards. Hey, what's up, Casey? Exciting. And that's the marketing strategy. What's up? So people love my trading cards. They collect it. I got collectors and they're coming out to Texoma. And I got new trading cards for you. But I also have this exclusive trading cards only going to be available before the Kickstarter campaign. I only did 250 of these cards, giving it out at Texoma Con and then LitCon, which is next month. And it is this Doodie. Busting Doodie, right? Ties into No Boo for You, Catching Ghosts of What We Do, because in this issue, there's these wannabe ghost busting crew, that play on the Ghostbusters. So they're in there. So this trading card is going to be available at Texoma Comic-Con and at LitCon. So head over to their table. All you have to do is come over and say hello just to get the card. But that's not all. Yo, I'm on a panel on Sunday. So you get to ask me all sorts of questions. It's going to be dope. We get to have some intimate time, you and me. I'm just saying, we're going to be talking and canoodling, and we're going to be talking about Doodie and whatever I've done. If that's important at all, you'll tell me, but it's going to be fun. Sunday, 11 a.m. I'm on a panel. Join me on Sunday at Texoma Comic-Con. It's going to be dope. I got trading cards. I got a whole bunch of new stickers. Rella's in the house. She could be there with the crew. Oh, man. Richie, you see what I got? I got like 10 new prints and 10 new stickers, and I got all sorts of crazy stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. What am I doing? And that's not all. So, to add the cherry on top, did you know that Herman has his own 8-page story in an anthology that's being produced on Free Comic Book Day, distributed throughout comic stores in Texas? That's another thing I got in common with my friend backstage. He's also in that anthology. He's got a little something. I don't know. I don't know. He's, he's hanging with the homeboys. I don't know. I met him once and I couldn't shake him. Now he's everywhere I go. I'm just saying, I look out the window. He's out there, but with his goggles, I'm like, what are you doing out there? Yo, that's kind of creepy. But anyway, so Herman has his own story. It's being produced. It's going to be available on Free Comic Book Day only in Texas. But guess what? On the Kickstarter, the first stretch goal is the first 8 pages, digital 8 pages to Herman's story. And the second stretch goal, you can get the other 8 pages. You can get the complete backstory to Herman, which ties into Designated in My Toilet on the Kickstarter. So if you're not in Texas and you can't get yourself a physical copy, you still can get it on the Kickstarter, which is dope. I'm just saying, I'm just that kind of generous kind of guy. I don't know. It's kind of hugs. Can I go give a hug? You give me a hug? I know. It's kind of lovely. Hey, what's up? So, Lori in the house. Yes, Lori's going to have a dance off with George. That's going to be dope in the parking lot. I don't know why in the parking lot, but that's where they like to dance. But I'm not judging. That's their thing. I'm just a surveyor. I just take pictures. That's all I do. Paparazzi. So Herman has his own backstory. That's being published. I'll be doing the book signing. We're picking up the store where we're going to be doing the book signing on Free Comic Book Day. That's going to be dope and honor it. And if you pick up the book, if you pick up the anthology and you post it on social media that you picked it up and you show up to any convention that I'm at, you got to tag me and you show up at any convention, you'll get a free trading card. Now, if you pick up the book and you tag me, and you show up to a convention and you make a purchase at my table, you'll get a free sketch card and we'll illustrate it on the spot, your character of choice. Wow. I'm just giving, I'm like Sammy Claus. That's what it is. Sammy Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Let's go. What's she saying? What's going on? I had good sales at my exhibit last night. Oh, nice. The downer. There's that replenishment inventory has to factor in. Yes. You have to have that backup inventory. I have 5,000 myself. I don't know. George says you're not ready. I'm just saying, I'm not throwing shade. His words, not mine. He says she's not ready. So it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. So finally, the last part before I bring in my guest, because chomping at the bit. He's like, yo, coach, let me in. I want to play. I got my cleats on. So do you know, in honor of the 20-year anniversary for Disney Alien in My Toilet, which is crazy, the Art of Doodie book is coming out this fall. And I'm giving 20 artists an opportunity to send me your version of Doodie, your best rendition of Doodie, which will be featured in this 200-page book, art book, which will be distributed in bookstores nationwide. And the first 20, you got till April 5th to send it to me. Your first 20 will be featured in the book with your name, with your QR code, directing traffic to your website, the whole bit. But you got to show me your best rendition of Doodie, and you'll be featured in there. So I love to showcase all of those who have submitted theirs on the live Kickstarter launch campaign April 5th. So you have to April 5th to send it to me because I need all that time to format everything and get it ready for publication. So, but yes, in honor of Doodie's birthday, 20-year birthday, we got a lot going on, man. I'm exhausted, right? So we got a whole bunch. I'm excited for Doodie. I haven't even packed, bro. But I got a new setup. I take it to a whole nother level. So I got a whole new setup. It's going to be crazy. Someone record the dance off. Oh, I'm going to record it. I'm going to be vlogging the whole way. It's going to be awesome, right? And I think we'll have them battle to the Macarena or something. I don't know. That's the plan, Lou. That's the plan. That's right. We're going to record this. So before I bring in my guests, let's play the promo trailer to remind you all on why you need to sign up for the launch of Disney Alien in My Toilet right now.
All right, folks. Buckle up because things are about to get wild. Picture this, a quiet suburban home, the perfect setting for a cozy evening. Right? Wrong. Alan thinks he's got a ghost problem. But little does he know, his house is ground zero for an intergalactic showdown. Alan calls in the ghost hunting pros from Nobu for you. These guys are legit, armed with EMF detectors and night vision goggles. But wait. Bobby, Alan's son, and his crew are on a mission of their own. They're convinced it's not a ghost, but an alien. And they might just be right. Enter Doodie, the green alien causing all the chaos. Now Doodie is not just any alien. He's on the run from nasty piece of work. a fleet of alien pirates entering Earth's orbit. They want Doodie back and they're not playing nice. Meanwhile, Agent Doe, our no-nonsense government agent specializing in extraterrestrials, is hot on Doodie's trail. At the same time, Herman the Chihuahua is losing his mind in his cage. This tiny dog is determined to catch the green visitor. Picture this. Herman barking his head off, Bobby and friends armed with makeshift gadgets, and ghost hunters stumbling through the dark. Oh, and let's not forget Agent Doe, methodically scanning the house with his high-tech equipment. Every corner of Alan's house is alive with mystery and excitement. The ghost hunters are convinced they've got a spectral situation on their hands. But Bobby's team is working every angle to prove it's an alien. Doodie is desperately trying to stay hidden, dodging both the human and extraterrestrial threats. And just when you think it couldn't get crazier, the alien pirates make their move. Will Alan's home survive the ultimate showdown? Will Bobby prove his alien theory? Will Herman finally get his moment of glory? Stay tuned to find out. If you enjoyed this wild tale.
I'm saving the page for you, Lou. I'm saving the page for you. So now, without further ado, hey, wait, hold on. Did you guys scan the QR code? What are you doing? Pull your cameras out. Scan it. The link is in the chat also. But let's bring in the one and only Marco Defillo.
Yo, what's up?
What's going down, brother?
Hey, you still have that sketch cover right there for you, or Doodie?
I bet you gotta send me another.
Oh, you want another one? I got you.
Come on, stop painting the easy way out, bro. I seen you. You draw like in 2 seconds, bro.
Bro. But that's a nice one. That was actually hand drawn too.
I know it was fantastic. I got it. Yes. I put that in a box. I said, when he blows up, I'm selling that on eBay.
you buying stock on me. I see you, bro.
Yeah,
you already saying that I'm good enough. Hey, you're over here at the beginning of the podcast saying he's good enough.
Is he good enough? So what's up, Marco? Welcome back on the Craze, bro. You know, lots of things happened since the last time we talked. But for anybody who's listening on any of the audio platforms or watching for the first time on YouTube, who the heck is you?
Yeah. How I don't describe myself, man. I'm just a guy that likes to be drawing fantasy art, stories. I've done a couple comics. If you've seen, I'm pretty sure you've seen Lori come on multiple times.
Who hasn't? She lives here. She lives here. She's got a cut down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the original artist at the beginning of the book, Path Spell Rider at 1 through 4. I've done a couple books. I've been working a lot of indie projects right now. Yeah, I just like to have drawn. I like to draw Pokemon. You know, if you're following me on Instagram or you want to get to know me, I draw a lot of Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, gotta draw them all. Yeah, no, I'm a wannabe comic book artist with some sort of talent.
No. Hold on. Let's course correct this. You're not a wannabe comic artist. You are a comic artist. So I don't know how many times it's like I feel like his mentor. First of all, you got skills. You got crazy skills. Your stuff is sick. And let's just be honest, right? Let's call it what it is.
I'm a comic book artist. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Get in the game, right? So now, yes, we met through Lori. And that's how I first saw your stuff. And I remember when you were presenting your stuff, I said, yo, you need a sketchbook. Yo, you need this. Yo, you need that. Right. I've been watching you flourish, and there's been a lot happening since. But let's go back a little bit before we go forward. Right. So as a wee lad, what was the first thing that inspired you to want to draw?
I mean, like I've told you, but I haven't told the artist, I'm from Puerto Rico. So when I was little in Puerto Rico, watching TV, did it freeze or is it just you?
Yeah, you can hear me, but yeah, I'm frozen.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm in the Matrix right now.
All right, we'll continue the story while you're frozen. Yeah, no, I'm from Puerto Rico. I used to fantasize watching a lot of cartoons on Saturday. I was sitting in front of the TV, probably too close to comfort. But I used to watch like a lot of. I remember Dragon Ball Z, like most of my generation. It's been Dragon Ball Z since the beginning, and that's where I saw it. The whole screaming, aspects. Because kind of mesmerized me. But ever since then, it's been cartoon. I watched a lot of cartoons. I would always doodle on the side, little sketches, but I never took it serious. Many years, I was into a lot of like comics, superheroes, and all that, but I've never put much attention to it until I got to like college, and I drew something very crappy, and the teacher was like, "Oh yeah, you got talent," and I was like, "Okay, screw it, let's do this." But before then, I went to graphic design, and I took a class of graphic design, and obviously I was leaning more to the art side. And I've noticed, and the teachers noticed too, to a point where teachers would just let me do whatever I want on the computer, and I was using a mouse to create and Photoshop things together. So that easily transitions to what I did art now. Yeah, and from there, it's been a wild ride, man. I've been
Before hold on, take it easy. So, what was the first comic book you picked up, and who introduced you to comics?
Comics, no. Well, it started with manga. I draw a lot of manga. I actually got the book right here. That was crazy. So I told you I was into like a lot of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball and all that. So I picked up a Dragon Ball comic. I'm not Akira. There you go. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess up his last name. So I got manga, and then I did a lot of One Piece, and I signed up for Shonen Jump, and I looked at the stories. So there, I Bleach, Shaman King, and then I transitioned to comics when I picked up the Kingdom Come. The artist Alex Ross.
Yes,
it was one of the most beautiful things in the world, and I was like, wow, I was mesmerized. So I was like, damn, this is the actual painting. Like, I should have gone, and I should have started with a book that was more simpler, because I fantasized about that aspect of drawing, like creating those type of panels.
right.
And Alex Ross is a master class. It's a master class in how to do comics when drawing and painting them. So I analyzed his books, and then from there, I went to Batman, Superman, Flash. I mean, it opened doors for me, but Alex Ross has always been like the first impression of me. So when I attack comics, I'm like, damn, it should be this amazing every time.
But you go from one extreme to another, right? You go from manga, right, which is, simplistic in one way, but very, very bold in other ways, and it's a lot of action lines and a lot of gray tones and all these various angles to go to a more realistic approach, right? So you went from one extreme to the other. What was it about the two art styles that inspired you, and then how did you find your lane in your style?
So yeah, that's actually very, very interesting, because it will drive into my style, and I think that's why you're setting it up like that, because you notice it in my style. Yeah, it was all the action, the emotions that a manga has. Mangas are very simple, line-wise. I mean, not line-wise, because some of them can be complicated, but they understand some pacing and storytelling and some exaggerations, which is amazing in comics. So learning from that side, and then I went all the way to comics, where I've learned kind of like the subtle movements of like panel works and the Western style, and how to camera place. Because in manga sometimes, it can be very cinematic, but at the same time, it's out of the box, very action packed, like you said, minimal backgrounds, very action packed. Western was like, well, it's some, not all like Western comics is like that, because like some of them kind of similar to manga, but when I'm talking about is Alex Ross style, which is very background heavy, very emotion heavy, very camera place, lighting, colors, and it's like so me going into college, it was like, damn, I gotta learn all this. So it's been like I figure all this out, and then college I've been like, I'll draw something, but I have very manga-like with very realistic type style. And I was, without knowing, I was blending those two in. So I was learning how to do that. So a lot of times, all my art pieces, I would hate them because it would not look anything like Alex Ross or any manga style. It was just look something in the middle.
Right.
So it was this constant fight of me just trying to figure out what I want to do, to a point where I got to be like, fuck it, I'm going to draw whatever I want. And then I sat by a cool dude named and on, and he was amazing concept artist, and that added to my style too. He taught me how to render backgrounds. He taught me how to render characters. He taught me how to paint. So that helped me with colors. So manga helped me with exaggeration. Comics like Alex Ross helped me with scene development, and then his concept art helped me with colors. And then I put that all together, and then you have my style, which is like the best way I could describe it is the way people have been describing it to me. It's a mixture of manga versus Western style. And then I can always exaggerate in colors, very bright colors. And I'm still figuring this stuff out. That's also like my style is developing in a fast pace because I started so late.
Yeah.
So it's me, like everyone that's reading through my stories, like going through Pastel Writer, they're discovering my style, and then to now it's like it's changed. Like if I go back to Pastel Writer, it will be a little bit different than when I started.
Right. No. I can see the progress and the evolution, and you're constantly growing. But so it's pretty interesting on your take in your journey, because you went from trying to mesh two different styles of art, but then the whole element of concept art and scene development. What was it? Most people that I've interviewed throughout the years stick to just comic. They don't look at all these different styles of illustration, right? But you decided to incorporate multiple different formats in order to find your voice, to be able to create the mood and the scenes that you do, because you really capture mood and setting and tone flawlessly, right? So what was it about that? How did you know? Or was, walk us through that.
So it's very simple. I've in addition to like cartoons, I was very into movies.
Right.
I honestly, if I didn't follow art, I'll probably try to become a filmmaker. So it was something in my head that would play. In comics, I attack it as a movie more sense than it's just a story base, and the differences are they can be very dramatic between them two. Right. So I guess it's also me trying to make a movie in a book format. So when I drew, I knew I needed to develop skills that would achieve that ability. So first of all, I was good at drawing. So drawing has always been a strong suit of mine. So I knew how to sketch it and then ink it well. But then I had like this craving for color in my pieces. And then I would always like go on ArtStation, Pinterest. I would see these amazing art pieces, which is good, and that's the thing bad because it puts ideas in my brain. Right. And I wanted to achieve, like, I guess I wanted to render my panels in a way that look more than just, I guess, flat. Yes. That's the best way I can describe it. Look more the best that's flat. I wanted to get from dimension to it. Right. And every time I would draw, I would put dimension in everything I did. I would always, it's a better way to describe it. I was sitting by my buddy Ian, which was in college, which I was trying to figure this out. I would always start a piece. I would sketch it out. I would like, okay, this is gonna be right here. This is gonna be right here. It's gonna be simple colors right here. And I'll look at him, bro, I'm gonna be very simple this time. Then a few hours later, I'm like 100 layers trying to figure out, like, okay, this needs to be rendered like this. It always like, it's kind of like an itch that I want to render something more. I want to push it further, I guess, further than what it is. It helps, and sometimes it's kind of a bother. But I got into a point where I figured out what I wanted to do. When I create the comic, I want it to look alive. Yeah. That's when I tell you the story, I want it more to be just art on a page. I want it to be interactive with the reader so that they can memorize, like, basically be with the story instead of like, because sometimes I flip through a book and I'm like going through it, it was like, oh yeah, that's a cool story, you know. But I want them to be like, when they turn the page, they take a minute to look at the piece, and that to me was that effect. Is like, I need to learn how to catch people's eyes, and most people love emotion, lighting, and color, and And I guess that's what drew me to those aspects of my art.
Yeah, so we got a lot of chatter going on back.
Oh, shit.
So it's hard to work with writers and creators to reach their vision. Of course, not. He had no issues with Lori. She's the best. And let's see, Lori, you're here. Oh, don't answer the question. Okay. So I think Marco's skill of seeing things as live action is how he's able to capture paths so well based off the original movie script. Yeah, I agree 100%. No answer. And yes, you certainly hit the mood and the theme. Absolutely. I think that's one of the things, I think that's the Alex Ross influence, right?
Mhm.
You're talking about, because Alex Ross makes you stop and study the page. Like, how did he do that? Right. And that he captures it. So, it's funny. While Alex Ross art was inspiring, he made me realize I sucked, right? So I remember
That's also true. That's also
I
true.
remember when I first picked it up, I was like, oh, damn. I got work to do. This guy's on a whole other level, right? I think he made everybody rethink themselves, man. I mean, if you watch any of his the documentaries or the behind the scenes stuff, it's pretty brilliant.
And that's what I think. I started very high in comics.
Right.
So that was my expectation every time I attacked it. And I think that's how it's affected me every time I go with it.
Yeah.
And to that question is like work with writers and how to to achieve that level. Fortunately, every time I talk to a writer, they want me to go off. They're like, okay, your stuff is amazing. Go ahead, go. And I've been able to speed up to a point where I get into a level that I want it to be.
Yes, and kudos to those writers who have the humility and the foresight to understand that when you're working with a talent at your level, that you have to let them do what they do best, because they're going to take your vision and they're going to elevate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when you find somebody who's who loves your project as well, it's even better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Troy Waltz. Wait, Spider-Man is, oh good Lord, we got jokes, right? And can we see some of your art? Oh yeah, well, this is you didn't send me any media, but this is one of the pieces.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, this is one of the pieces that he did. This is and it's a bigger piece. It's like a full page, like a comic cover almost. I think this is beautiful. This Spider-Man piece that you did captures the trains and in New York. Yes, some really amazing art. While we're talking, I'll probably download some and try to show it. But yeah, so
yeah, and that was one of the Spider-Man's been been a safe space for me. Every time I drew Spider-Man, there was something so simple about it, and the way of the character. It's so expressive, so you can play with it to a point where his positions describe his emotions. So he's a good character to practice with. So with that piece, I wanted to elevate. I always have a level of elevating my art. If you know me, I'm never satisfied. So that one, I was like, okay, I've done a couple spiders, but I never did a scenic scene. So I was like, screw it, I'm going to do the scenic scene. So that's what it came to be.
I'm going to share screen, show some of your stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Right now, this past year, it's been a lot of comic book work.
Yes,
Yep. That has been one. This one was commissioned by Small Ember Press.
Sorry.
And then these are some fun illustrations I do. Fan arts. Oh yeah, I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. If you know me, I'll talk days on Kingdom Hearts. So yeah, most of these pieces, I try to diverse myself in what type of style, because you have character illustrations, you have action scenes, you have background scenes, and in my constant mind, I look at my Instagram like, what have I done? So you'll see a lot of character driven illustrations, but I try to add different elements to it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
That was actually one of the most popular pieces I did.
I recognize that one. That's by that. What's her name over there? Yeah. I mean, look at this. I mean, you even love the angle.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the push. That's like, I've actually got stuck in this angle for a couple pieces. I figured out how to do it, and I guess I kept doing it. Yeah. And then this is my character. That's another story about my story, but Yeah, but yeah, so a lot of these, I'm a DC guy, DC Comics guy, so you'll see a lot of DC Comics characters except Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna put your link in the chat. Hold on.
yeah, for
You know,
sure. Yeah, that's just my page. It's actually very simple. It's just my name, marcodefillo.com. And
yes. And let's see. It says loosely great lighting. Yes, exactly. Dan, wow. I know. Yes. Come on. She said, come on.
that's I tell you, the Alex Ross influences. After I saw his stuff, it was like I have to level up, and then I probably will never achieve it, but it's like a good goal to be like, okay, I need to constantly be drawing because every artist comes to a level. Every artist has a different peak basically, and I think I'm starting to realize what my peak is in every piece. But yeah, it's just a lot of these I try to be as most action-packed as possible, very dynamic. I wish I could just draw a face as a cover, which that could be very beautiful, but something about me just wants to push away from just that style and just do something more open. I guess you can say the way to describe it. More depth.
Like that. Showing all the stages of it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I try to. I try to do as much as like step by step. That was actually pretty cool. That's just pretty fun. Lori told me to do a banner, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna break all my rules. And it came out pretty good.
This is sweet, bro.
Oh yeah. Someone actually asked for that commission. It was like, I want something space, and I turned it to Star Wars. Nice. Oh yeah, and that's getting into the sketchbook. Yeah. Yeah, painting. So like
now you're on OnlyFans. Is this what this is?
Huh? I use that for Puerto Rico Comic Con.
Yeah, so there it is. That's the cover. I mean, this is beautiful. I think this is one of my favorite pieces that you've illustrated.
Yeah,
I mean, you captured the essence of New York, in my opinion. I mean, I love this.
Yeah, and then this is basically where my art style is going to, and I'm hoping it translates more into comics in the future because this one took a little bit more time. Because of like me trying to figure out what I want to do with my art style. And I'm slowly figuring that out.
Look at that. It's beautiful, bro.
Just me playing, man. Just that's what it is. Yeah, like I was saying, like that's I'm picking back up a lot of these cover art, like fan arts that I do covers because I stopped all last year. All last year was a busy.
So Miles Morales or LeBron, who wins in the fight?
Well, I mean, he's talking about superpowers. I mean, I'll say Spider-Man.
Yeah, this piece right here is hot.
See, this is actually a guy that he's been giving me constant work. I've appreciated it. I just have a good relationship with this guy. He has this book about tree climbers. I haven't seen the final piece, but I have loads of stuff from him. They're coming out pretty cool, and he lets me just test over like experiment. Yeah, this is my buddy. My buddy was like, "Hey, draw me and my girlfriend." I was like, "All right, got you." Oh yeah, that's right there is Alex Ghost. I actually just got done with that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, bro. That's all song last year.
I love this. Yeah.
the Jolly Giant.
Yeah, man. I mean, you have such a huge body of work, right? So, when did you feel confident enough to say, you know what, I'm going to get me a comic book illustration gig? And what was that first gig? And then how did you acquire that gig?
So I'm a person who believes in speaking things to existence. So I knew like
so Doodie for president, just speaking into existence. Go ahead.
There you go, Doodie for president. So one thing is for sure is that when I went to college for illustration, the one thing I wanted to know is that I knew what I wanted to do. I had like something deep inside me is like I want to be a comic book artist. So I told everybody in that school I was going to be a comic book artist. I told every teacher, every student, and by the end of it, they all knew. I was like, hey, what's Marco going to do? They all knew it's going to be comic book artist. Because I never faltered in that. I mean, and a lot of people in college don't do that, which is good. You can discover yourself. But me, my mindset was there. I couldn't scratch the itch. But I showed so much dedication to it and so much passion to it that after I graduated, my professor he was like, hey, I got this gig. It's free. I know you want to do comics. I know your passion. I know your work. It's 3 pages. You have to finish it in a month. To be fair, and this is the thing, the month he was talking about, we were already 3 days in. He was like, hey, it's just 3 pages back of a book, and it will be published by Image. And I was like, okay, screw it. I'll do it. And then I met up with this guy named King Eddie. He did the short story, and I drew the pages, and then it got published. And that was my first official gig. If you look up my name and gig, it will just be like, oh yeah, he got published behind a book, and that's one of my major contributions. Then after that gig, the guy King Eddie, he messaged me. He was like, hey, do you want to make a book? Maybe we can get it to Image, since we already got one. We can do it to Image. I was like, yeah, I mean, I have nothing else to do. Let's do this. And confidence-wise, I was always there. I mean, I went through college saying that I want to do comic books. I developed my skill to a point where it's there. I think I was just naive of how, like, either how good my artwork is or like the level it was right there. I was just like, my confidence was like, yeah, I'm that guy. I never falter, and I still don't falter. I'm like, screw it. I don't care how bad it looks. I am that guy. So after the small 3-page gig, I started a small book with with King Eddie, the writer, and I hit a speed bump. The project was disappeared for like a year. Then I met these couple dudes that wanted to do a story about a ghost, a detective ghost.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because that was like my first year, and I'm like, I think 6 years in. I think this is 6 or 5 years in. No, it's actually less. I think it's 4 or 5. And then I started that project, and then it was 7 pages to go on Kickstarter. But after I finished everything, that died down. I was like, oh, I have no idea where to go. And I got to a point where I was like, oh, well, I guess let me look on Facebook and see if I can find anything. And then I found there's a group meeting artists and writers. And then there, behold, Lori messaged me. Nice. It was like, hey, but Lori only accepted me because King Eddie and me did the 7 pages, and the King Eddie was the guy who did the first story. I did 7 pages for his new story, which was a post-apocalyptic world in Hawaii. And then she saw one of the pages, and she was like, that's it. That's the artist that I want. And I was like, oh, shit. And then I took on her post-apocalyptic world about different kinds of zombies. I've heard the pitch. It's not that they're zombies. The death process has stopped. Now we're asking, where has death gone? I said, hey, Lori, I know the pitch.
Know the pitch.
And then I did a couple. Me and Lori kicked off for a couple of years, and because of partnership with Lori and Lori's ability to talk to people, to share stuff, people got to know me in the indie world a little bit more. That's why I met you. You know, she was, hey, I got this cool dude. He does Alien in the toilet books, and I met you.
And Lori blames me for you leaving.
And it just went from there. I just started talking to people, sharing my art, and then people kept communicating with me. I just haven't stopped talking to people, and I haven't stopped saying yes. And it's kind of give me cool stuff. It's all Sam's fault, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
But like last year, I got it in over my head, and then I took on like 5 or 4 projects. I completed all of them. I just took my story and put it in a back burner for now. But yeah, I completed everything from there. So yeah, never doubted myself, and I'm still not doubting myself. I'm like, screw it.
Yeah. So now Catapult, right? So you got a bunch of things going on. You got a short story in an anthology. Now, did you illustrate this story?
So I'm still drawing it. You talked to me. I'm finishing it.
You mean I got you beat? I submitted all of mine. I think I submitted mine in December.
Yeah, I know. He messaged me, but the problem was like there's like the whole situation where I was like, I got a hit over my head. I just started doing too many stories. I literally finished Alex Ghost, which is like it was a Kickstarter for 3 issues. And it was supposed to be at the end of the month, the year. But they were like, "Oh no, let's do it this year." I was like, "Oh, okay, okay, bro, okay." And then I finished it actually 2 days ago. But the story that I'm working on for the anthology is actually based on something I did in college. I was like, "Oh shit, what should I do?" I mean, I'm gonna let y'all read it, but it's gonna be a story about imagination in a sense. I did a short story about a kid's imagination, and it popped in my head, and I was like, oh man, maybe I can make something out of this, man, something extended. It's nothing like that will continue. It's just something that I'm practicing to go back to my story.
Yeah.
Which that the audience doesn't know, and it's called Kingdom Come, which I'm working on developing. But I'm using this opportunity to develop my writing skills, and that's the only side of comics I haven't hit. And I'm going to start developing that. And it's just about a kid's imagination and the love of cars. So that's what's going to be. It's going to be just 7 pages, something fun and small, and it's going to be limited color. It's the first time I've done it, limited color.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, since Path of the Pale Rider, how many projects have you done since that time?
Oh man, that's something I told Lori, is like, in my short-lived so far lived in my comic experience. For Lori, I did 4 issues of Lori. Then I jumped from that and I did a whole series called Mauka, which is basically post-apocalyptic in Hawaii. It was the guy that I did the short story. He came back after Lori, and then we 5,000. And then I finished his book, and then Small Ember Press, which is based off here in Houston, they asked me for doing a comic for them. It's about Alice in Wonderland. I finished their book, so now we are at 7 books, 7 books so far, and then I just finished 3 issues of a ghost detective, which was fully funded and it's about to be sent out. So now we're at, like, let's see, I've lost count already. 8 books completed.
Wow.
And then I'm working on my book, which I finished and written, and now I have to finish the pages, so I haven't completed that. And now this is the link I did send you. It's I don't know if you was able to see it. It's called Root Folk.
Root Folk?
Yeah, Root Folk. It's Sam, if you remember, is that lady with the tree legs?
Uh-huh.
So it's a fantasy story about a woman, not a woman. Root Folk comes out in March. The pre-launch has already started. We got a good following. It's a writer from New York. It's about a fantasy clash between nature versus man. And it's about a warrior humanoid with tree legs, defending her territory versus the incoming army, which it's a medieval take as well. So it's deep in fantasy, and it's very beautiful. And there was no situation where the writer let me do everything, everything with the character designs and all that. He didn't really give me guidelines.
When did I can't find that link. When did you send
it?
Was that an email or on
on the thing? It's
a message?
It was and on the when I signed up, I clicked the URL link. Yeah,
let me see.
No, it's.
So when is it coming out?
It comes officially. It's a pre-launch is set right now. So if you want to subscribe to get before it starts, it's already set. He wants to launch it, I think, at the 2nd week of March. He hasn't given me an exact date, but that's when he wants to launch it. He wanted to get some special cover artists to come in, which we did. I'm not gonna announce who it is, but it's a big guy. He works in like DC Comics and all that, and so we got a nice cover coming in. I know for sure it's gonna come because I know the guy, and it always comes out clean. It's basically the 24 pages. You get some art. You get some. You get behind the scenes of all the sketches that I've done for the project. I think there's also sketch covers right there. If you can't find it, it's okay.
I found it.
You found it?
Yeah. I'm just gonna share the link. Hold on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's the biggest one that's coming right now. The other books that I've done have already gone on Kickstarter and have already been funded. They're already out in the air. This was the one that's coming. This is the one. I'm a big fantasy guy, fantasy artist. So
Right.
this one, to me, it was like it hit home. So it kind of took another side of me out, and then I kind of pushed it as far as I could. And this one took more than a year to do, so it's an exciting one because that's coming out.
Yeah. I'm just copying that long. That's a long link. Hold on.
Yeah, I was looking for the shorter one, but I didn't want to do it. I was like, okay.
There it is. Roof Oak.
Yeah, and that cover, Roof Oak, Grant Morrison. Not sure.
Hold on. So yeah, so let me here's the link. Let me share screen again. So there it is.
Yeah, and it was something. It really tapped the cinematic aspect of me on some panels, and then some panels he was like, "Hey, go nuts." This is how I want the panels and all that.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's a fun fantasy. He lives in New York, and he has a real creative friend, so he's been taking time to get this out. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, and this one's really special because of like that hits home. You know, it's like this is the fantasy worlds that are kind of like doing, so it's a fun take.
Nice. No, it's beautifully rendered. So all right. So you have the anthology. If you ever get the damn pages done, stop acting up. Get that stuff done. Right. So you get the
anthology. Got time, okay? I got time.
So yeah, remember we got to schedule the book signing together. So get that going. Right. I'm trying to be a publicist. So what do you have planned for 2025 from an event standpoint? Are you doing any shows? And what other projects do you have in the pipeline that you can talk about?
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to cons, of course. I'm trying to get here at Dallas Con. They haven't announced the seats still, even though I signed up back in like October.
We're talking about Fan Expo?
Yeah, Fan Expo. You know, trying to do that local one so people can starting to get to know me and hear more. Mm-hmm. I'm going back to Kansas City Planet Comic Con. It's actually one that I keep repeating because I guess they know me by now and they keep putting me in the same spot each year. So it's like something reoccurring.
What is that?
Planet Comic Con, Kansas City?
Yeah, no, when?
That one is at the end of March 28th, I believe. Yeah, 28 something. That one, it's a good recurring one to go to. People kind of know me over there because I've done it a couple of times. There's a guy that keeps coming up to me and was like, "Hey, that's Aquaman. I want you to do an Aquaman for me one of these days." Okay. After that, I tried to do Puerto Rico Comic Con, but apparently they kind of threw me off because they wanted $100 deposit. I was like, and then when I applied, it was kind of late. So not sure about that one. I'm trying to do more cons. I'm trying to get to the big ones. I applied for New York Comic Con.
Wow.
Haven't heard anything back. I tried Chicago. They didn't say anything to me.
Wow. You're a traveling guy.
I'm trying to because in the end of this it is getting to know people and the bigger events like New York. I'm pretty sure I'm going to talk to people.
You want to do a show and you'll do really well. Baltimore Comic Con.
Baltimore Comic Con?
Yeah, you'll do really well there.
I'll go put it on my list. I was actually looking up the thing that you said LitCon, but I think I'm kind of late.
Oh, LitCon, it's a one-day show. It's every year, and it's a small. It's all independent, right? Mm-hmm. There's no, and it's. I don't know if it's free to the public. I don't know, but it's a small show, but it packs in. It packs up.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna look at LitCon and looking at. See the shows here in Texas. I gotta see which ones work because last year me and you went through some shit.
Well, I'm trying. So in San Antonio, because we did that. Well, you didn't do Superhero Comic Con.
No, we did. We did Houston.
We did Comic Palooza, which sucked. But no, but what was worse was Superhero Comic Con was worse than Comic Palooza. So this year I'm doing the big Texas Comic Con. And I am doing, in fact, I'll put up on the screen.
Are you telling me to go and sign up right now?
you need to, so I did some research on some of these new ones, right? So this year I'm doing some new ones, right? So the Retro Expo I'm doing in July. That one's, I believe, is sold out. I'm not sure, but Bell County, bro. Bell County is a show that you need to try to get into. They open up the applications in March.
Okay.
This is standing room only. It's a huge event. They got like 4 buildings. It is massive, and it brings in the crowd. I mean, I killed it last year. I'm going back to College Station because I always do well in College Station. That's also a really good, strong show. Denton, I love Denton. I always do Denton every year. Yeah. And the publisher for the anthology runs Denton Comic Book, but Bedrock City Comic Con. It's run by a comic book shop owner, and they only independent comics, and so that's what I'm going to do. And then there's Big Texas. So all of these things, I did research. I watched the YouTube videos. The crowd is actually the crowd that I'm looking for. So those are the ones you want to look into.
Yeah, I gotta see those. Yeah, I'm gonna message you later. Be like, hey, hey, but project-wise, I'm actually entering something uncharted. I have no projects in like comic book projects this year right now.
Wow.
Right now. I know the minute that I say that, I'm gonna get it. But I want to take on more covers this year.
There you go.
Yeah. Last year it was all comic book work, which I'm limited. There's very limited that I can show, so I can't share with most people. But we got Rufo coming up in March, and I'm assuming if he gets that fully funded, if he wants to move on to another. So Rufo possibly. I'm gonna try to get back to my book. I just gotta get the first 7 pages. Maybe Kickstarter that up. I've been working a lot of. I'm actually sharing something on Thursday. If y'all want to see some Thursday or tomorrow, some new art from this author that wrote me. It's one of my better pieces. It's actually based off the illustration I did of Spider-Man. I took that style and pushed it even further. So I got small projects, and I'm still drawing the Pokemon on my sketchbook. But now I've gotten to a point which I've achieved what I initially wanted with the Pokemon.
It's supposed to be 100. Now you're to what, 300 now?
356.
Dang.
But it brought the crowds. It brought initially what I initially wanted to do. It was like, I have a love for Pokemon. People love Pokemon. And then now I drew it. It took time. Now Instagram is recognizing like what I'm doing. Now I'm playing with my sketchbook. I was like, last time I was like, yesterday I did one of Hellboy. If you want, just email message me. It's open. Actually, right now, the only thing big that right now is I got to get my butt on that anthology.
Stop back to that.
But I got this week to work on it, so I'm gonna. By next week, it should be done. I work fast. So it's gonna be more sketchbooks. I'm gonna try to push my sketchbook videos. Maybe start doing bigger videos when it comes to like my final bigger pieces. See how I started to how it ended. I wanted to interact with more people this year. I want to be more public, because past few years has been like, okay, here's my art. Please recognize me. And now more like, I'm gonna make you recognize me. Right. It's like, this is who I am. And I'm not going away. So those are my goals this year. Maybe I'll have more for my story at a later date. I'll probably come back on and talk about it.
Definitely.
Yeah. But that's been my stuff. Just drawing it out, creating some more art pieces, hoping more people contact me about covers. Yes, I'm not going to be cheap about it. But it's up to the standard. People have talked to me. I'll give you a fair price. If you want to do covers, just come message me. I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and there's a lot of people looking for cover artists. I mean, I see it all the time. I'm on a lot of groups and whatever, and there's tons of people looking for cover artists. So there's always work.
There's always work. You gotta find it. You just gotta find it.
Absolutely.
And our station is phenomenal for finding big, like if you don't like our station, I post like my portfolio. It's like where the big businesses go and check out. And I'll get these messages once in a while. That's when most of my comic book work has come from our station. Except Lori was Facebook.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So in closing, where can people find you on social media? And what last words you want to share with everyone listening?
Yeah, for sure. Finding me is very easy. It's my name, Marco Defillo. You have my name on the link of this video. You can do marcodefillo.com, Marco Defillo Art on Instagram. I do have threads, Marco Defillo again. You can basically find me on most platforms by saying Marco Defillo. And closing arguments, come join the journey. I draw Pokemon every day. I do cool art, fantasy, pop culture, DC comics, and like Sam says, one day you never know, you'll see my name in those big names in the comic book creators.
You certainly will see your name. Look, dude, you've hit a level where everyone in publishing should be taking a look at, and your stuff that you've done just on the Spider-Man renditions, all that stuff. You should be doing covers for Marvel. You should be doing covers for DC.
Definitely.
It's just a matter of time, bro. But I think keep grinding. I mean, you're hustling. You're doing all the right things. You put in the pre-work, right? You did all the stuff, right? You studied with the best. You challenge yourself to close the gap on some of those things.
Challenge myself to be the very best.
Yeah, man. And that's what it is. It's the work, right? I think, when you draw every day, you're going to get better, right? And it's one of those things where when I came out to Texas, the best thing I did was I took a year off before I went back into the workforce. And all I did was draw every day. I was grinding, right? I was like, right? And so I taught myself how to color during that time. And I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Now I'm not on the Marco level with coloring. I color for Doodie, right? And it suits Doodie's purpose. But if you don't grind every day, you don't hustle every day, and you got to believe in yourself. I think you said it, right? You speak it into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I believe 100% with the big names,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I believe 100%. And it's just a matter of time. And I think keep tagging. I think you got to tag the editors. You got to tag,
I'm emailing them too. I didn't tell you this, but I found the someone gave me the access. Emailing the shit. So I got to meet them in person. Once I meet them in person, it's a different story. This game's all about communication and talking to people. You can be an amazing artist, but if you don't talk to anybody, ain't gonna happen. So yeah.
But I think 3 places if you want to try to get work from a Comic-Con where you want to get exposed to the big ones, it's gonna be San Diego Comic-Con. It's gonna be New York Comic-Con, and it's potentially MegaCon, right? Because what happens is they send their people out. And they're looking for new talent, and they're looking for new things to acquire. So just keep hustling.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll do it. You'll see me again. Don't worry.
I know, brother. I know. But we, May 3rd. So we gotta talk. And schedule. I'm working out with one of the stores to try to get it that's on the list. And so I think to do that book signing day, I think it'll be dope.
I just got to get my stuff done.
Yeah, man. Get her done. All right, Marco. It was a pleasure having you on the show. You're always welcome back. Mi casa, su casa. And we'll talk.
All right, man. Thank you.
You got it. All right. That was Marco Defillo. If you don't know the name, hit the link in the chat. Hit the link in the summary. Go check it out. Fantastic illustrator. Stand-up guy. It's only a matter of time. I believe it 100%. When I saw his work, I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But check it out. Check out his work. Check out his videos. I mean, the Pokemon illustrations I was watching his process. It's obnoxious, right? So I was watching his process, and he would illustrate something, and to the average person, it looks beautiful, but he would erase the whole damn thing and start it all over. And I was like, no, what are you doing? But he's a perfectionist, right? And so if it doesn't meet his standard and that's a minimum expectation, he's going to just squash it and do it over again. Anyway, that was Marco Defillo. If you like this episode, give me a thumbs up. Hey, have you signed up for the launch of There's an Alien in My Toilet book number 7, launching on Kickstarter April 5th? Doodie's 20-year anniversary. If you haven't done so already, scan that QR code right now and head over to Kickstarter and sign up for the launch of book number 7, No Boo for You, Catching Ghosts of What We Do. And this issue has 3 variant covers with 3 different endings and an homage cover to Fantastic Four number 7. This one is dope. I mean, you're going to see my growth in my illustrative journey in this book because I'm pulling out all the stops on this one. This one's fun. It is crazy. I'm taking my time with the pages. The story is just crazy. And I have to draw 3 different endings. So that's also nuts on its own. Yes, I seen him erase a whole. Yes, it's just crazy. It drives me nuts when he erases. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You should be locked up for that. That's a crime. But yeah, so there's In My Toilet, book number 7, No Boo for You, Catching Ghosts of What We Do. And this weekend, I will be at Texoma Comic-Con. I'll be hanging out with Laurie Calcaterra and William Russell and George the Dreamer Bettina. And George and I will probably go and see Captain America in the theaters at the casino on Friday, since we're going to set up on Friday. But come over to Texoma and get this free trading card. Stop over my booth. All you have to do is kick it with me, and you'll walk away with this free card. And join Laurie and I. Will be on a panel on Sunday, 11 a.m. We'll be talking comics and a whole bunch of stuff. And hopefully she doesn't karate kick me because, you know, I do have an order of protection. She can't be within 20 feet of me because she's a little violent. I'm just saying. But it's going to be fun. We're going to have a hoot of a time. It's going to be crazy. With that said, I do appreciate everybody out there. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Hit that like button. Let the algorithms work. We are the longest running podcast, independent comic book podcast in the game, founded in 2005. We do it because we love what we do, and we like to spotlight creators like Lord. All for watching. With that said, I'm Sam the Crazy Man. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Until next week. There's no show next week because I'm traveling, but I'll be back the week after. With that said, you guys all have a fantastic night. It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy.
Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
He described me. He said, I'm the
You're Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.